How was this printed? I think this is an old one, but doesn't make any difference. Oh. Well, this is interesting. Let me read this to you.
Okay.
I have a feeling this was written last century, but that's okay. Yeah, because I'm reading right next to it. It says, a different article says, apropos of Sir Oliver Lodge's recent treatment, Nature, January 5th, 1924.
Yeah.
But
Well,
that's
we've known about this shit for a while then, technically.
So this is probably from 1924, because I'm looking at it and I'm going, no wonder it only opened as a PDF. It's a archive.
Yeah.
It says, following a suggestion made to me by Professor W.D. Cannon, I have found that a definite relationship exists between frequency and strength of stimulation of the vagus nerve in the cat and the effects produced on the lower end of the esophagus, the cardia, and the fundus et corpus ventriculi.
Okay. Hang on. The corpus the what?
And the fundus et corpus ventriculi. I think.
Brett might know.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'd have to look it up. FUNDUS, That's 4 words.
I just thought that they were saying there was a dead fundamentalist in every cat. Okay, never mind.
Maybe there is. It looks like, because it says the cardia and the fundus et corpus ventriculi. The ventriculi, that's part of the heart. This sounds like it has to do with the heart.
Cardia, that would be, yeah, I think so, yeah.
I think it has to do with heart. Sometimes you can't be sure with anatomy because they will use different terms that you think mean one thing for something else.
Okay.
They're going.
Anyway, what does it say pertaining to?
Okay. Relatively low frequencies and intensities of stimulation cause pronounced contraction.
Okay, and they're using electrical
right.
stimulation in this case.
Yeah. Increase in frequency or strength beyond that of the excitatory stimulation, on the contrary, after producing first an initial contraction, leads to relaxation during stimulation and strong after contraction on cessation of stimulation. That's really interesting. So the initial frequency causes the reaction, causes to stimulate it. But then when you increase the frequency,
increase the stimulation, so to speak, or increase the frequency of the...
causes relaxation. Initial contraction, then to relaxation.
So it tightens up, then relaxes, in other words.
Yeah. But you increase the signal, it relaxes.
Cool.
That's interesting, because you would think that if you increase the signal, it would increase the stimulation. But instead, you increase the signal and it relaxes you.
Fascinating.
It is fascinating, and that could explain some of the effects.
Yeah, especially because, as I said, some of the studies were showing that deep breathing exercises, meditation, etc., things that involve concentration, for example, stimulate the nerve.
Repetition of the inhibitory stimulation during the after contraction causes relaxation and is followed again by contraction. These effects are produced most readily in the lower end of the esophagus, when this part of the gullet has been thrown into contraction by excitatory stimulation of the vagus. An increase either in frequency or strength of stimulation evokes relaxation.
So that's where the contraction of the muscles and whatnot, when you're breathing, are part of it. Then, okay, so so that's where the deep breathing aspect comes into play, or would if it wasn't a cat and you could actually get them to do it manually.
Right. So conversely, relaxation gives place to contraction when in a period of inhibitory stimulation.
Okay.
Either frequency or intensity is diminished.
Cool.
In the case of the lower end of the esophagus, excitatory, I always want to leave a T out of that, stimulation of one vagus, may have little or no effect if repeated during the relaxation caused by simultaneous inhibitory stimulation of the other vagus. Moreover, the strong contraction produced by excitatory stimulation of one vagus.
Hang on. Well, no one is referring to one vagus. No, strictly speaking,
Okay, what it's doing is it's talking.
You have the vagus nerve, but there are different branches leading off of the vagus nerve.
And that's what it's talking about.
So it's multiple branches leading to the same target area.
Right.
Okay.
Apparently there are two leading to this target area. Oh, would you stop that? I don't want to look at that. How did I do that? Okay, there we go. Fixed it.
Yeah, you have a branch off that goes pretty much just to the lungs, and a number of branch offs that head toward the heart.
Okay, this is something I'll have to look up, or you'll have to look up. The change from contraction to relaxation on increase in frequency or strength of vagal stimulation is analogous to the Wedinsky effect. Wedensky.
Hang on.
Wedensky. And it may be explained.
That's affect, right?
Oh.
It's affect, right? Not effect.
Effect. EFFECT.
Oh, it's effect. So it's it triggers with emotion then? Effect is.
Well, that's their spelling.
Okay. I'll figure out what the fuck they're talking about then. I'm just used to effect being mood related.
And it says it may be explained on similar grounds.
Okay.
It may have important bearing on the processes of inhibition in general.
Inhibition of what?
Inhibition of the nerve, I guess.
Okay.
The reaction which occurs when stimulation of relatively high intensity or frequency is applied to the vagus stands in close relationship to such phenomena as reversal of the action of the vagus on the heart and reflex rebound.
Okay.
It is quite typical also of reactions characterized by initial increase of activity of the effector on stimulation of its nerve, followed by decrease of activity during stimulation, and a second increase on cessation of stimulation. So you have a certain amount of stimulation and certain frequency, and you get a stimulation. You increase the frequency, and you get relaxation.
Okay.
But when you stop the stimulation, you get an increase.
So it actually increases the calm, the mellow feeling, even after you stop stimulating, it would increase?
Yeah, well, I'm not sure if it's the calm or mellow that increases, or it's something.
Huh. Fascinating. When people are talking about like yoga or meditating or this kind of stuff, afterwards, even in some cases for hours to a day or so, they will actually claim to be in this different state, this quote higher state of being, and this equates to relaxation essentially.
Right. That's interesting. Of course, this is in 1924.
Yeah, I know, but I'm doing an extract based on some of the other stuff I've read to
right.
a degree.
This is by.
Or extrapolation, I should say.
By H.O. Veach, V-E-A-C-H, from Harvard Medical School.
V-E-E-C-H?
V-E-A-C-H.
V-E-A-C-H, okay.
At Harvard Medical School. Later, when I'm looking on my iPad...
Is there a paper number on it?
It's from... Let me see. It's from volume LIX... which is, of course, 59, number 1524, page 260 and 261.
And this is
March 14th, 1924.
March 14th?
1924.
1924, okay.
And this is the journal Science. One of the two major journals in the world. Or at least in the English-speaking world.
Cool.
So that's really interesting. Let's see what else we've got here. I've got to be able to... Now, how do I get out of this?
Fuck if I know.
Yeah, you and me both. I think I know how. No, I've got to... That isn't working.
So much easier with computers.
Okay. Okay, let's see. Oh, that worked. I figured it out.
Cool.
I'd never opened a PDF in here before. So, let me go back. And I've downloaded it, so I've got it on my stimulation of the vagus nerve. Yeah, that was. I should have looked at it right away.
Well, what was the title of that one? Last one,
Oh,
did you?
stimulation of the vagus nerve.
Okay.
That's it.
There we go.
There's a lot of stuff here. I'm trying.
Oh, there's a fuck ton. And this is part of the problem. And I asked Chris if he could try and find stuff. Now, what I'm looking for is basically health benefits you can get from the stimulation of the vagus nerve.
There's a lot of stuff on the gut.
On the gut too.
Basically the stomach, the intestines, the gut, which is what we were talking about. Yeah.
So there is some potential benefit from vagus stimulation with stomach and intestines?
Yeah. It looks to me like, if you're having tummy trouble, the vagus nerve, the proper stimulation of the vagus nerve.
Yeah, I mean, this fucking thing on the lower quadrants connects to the spleen, liver, stomach, kidney, colon, small intestines. Yeah. Also, apparently, you can get to stomach motility, secretion, stimulates pancreas, stimulates intestine motility, contracts the bladder, constructs the bronchi, dilates their arterioles, can inhibit the heart, saliva flow. Oh wait, no, that's a different nerve. Never mind.
Yeah.
But the erection apparently is controlled by a different section that connects to the spinal cord.
That's interesting. There's a lot about something called aldosterone. ALDOSTERONE. Like on the role of the vagus and the control of aldosterone secretion. Don't know what that is. I'll have to look it up. It's something.
Okay. I'll make a note on that. Yeah, without knowing an aldosterone. So it does actually have a role in aldosterone secretion, though?
Yeah.
Okay.
It does. Let me actually go to, where was I? That one.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of effect on the cardiac muscle.
Yeah, cardiac muscle is one that I already know. I don't have necessarily a paper on it, but.
Okay, come next page. Come on now. Thank you. Where was that one?
Aldosterone.
Yeah.
It sounds like a conquistador's horse.
It does, doesn't it? Ouch, ouch, ouch. Ow, ow, ow. Sorry. Where did I put that? I mean...
Well, let's... I don't know. Does it...
Freddie, do not go there. He keeps... I've got to go move my iPad, because more than once, as I was doing something, he walks on it.
Yeah.
And that doesn't help. Whoops. There we go.
So, let's see now. We have the gut, so we have the stomach, whatnot. Is there anything pertaining to the kidneys? Because there's two major branch-offs leading to the kidneys.
Let's see. Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of stuff.
Almost too much to quantify, it sounds like.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's very difficult. I can spend some time with this. I'm only in science. I haven't gone to nature yet.
We have our throat, we have our lungs, we have our heart already, we have our intestines already, liver, kidneys, spleen, pancreas. Look at this. I don't know whether they're in there or not yet, but the other thing is the other thing that I'm going to need to find out about is psychiatric effects that are connected with it. I don't even know if those would be in these kind of journals, or if we have studies pertaining to that yet.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Okay. Not sure what the relevance is of this yet. This is interesting. Allowing mice to access allowing mice access to food immediately after an aversive training session. Go, Freddy. That wasn't in the thingy. Enhances memory retention.
Okay.
Clotoscytokinin octopeptide, CCK8, much easier, which is a gastrointestinal hormone released during feeding, also enhances memory retention when administered intraperitoneally. This memory-enhancing effect of CCK8 is blocked when the vagus nerve is cut, indicating that CCK8 may produce its effect on memory retention by activating ascending fibers in the vagus nerve.
Weird.
Thus, CCK8, a peripherally acting peptide, may mediate the memory-enhancing effects of feeding. So, obviously, there's got to be a connection between memory and eating. Otherwise, we would never stop eating, or we would never eat, right?
So, feeding in mice increases memory retention?
Yeah.
And that's through the vagus nerve.
And through this peptide, CCK8. Yeah. So if you cut the vagus nerve,
they can't remember shit?
Well, no, I don't know exactly what they can't remember yet. That was just the abstract.
Okay. It just affects their. Okay, cool.
I've got it. Apparently the way things work in this.
Yeah, pretty fascinating. And it's telling me my internet connection is being wonky. Hopefully it'll recover. I think it's recovered. Nope. Let me try this again. Fun. Have I mentioned that my internet connection sucks?
Ah, okay. Well, I just found. Email me this article so I could email you anything.
Okay.
Okay, let me read this. Okay. Which one am I reading? No, I don't want to read that one. I wanted to read that was my mistake.
Okay. Yeah, you're not supposed to be reading the porn right now.
No. No, what happened was when I downloaded the next PDF, it put it at the top.
Of course, if it's really hot lesbian porn, I might be interested in reading it
anyway. Okay, let me just look at this. Okay, let me actually read the paper.
Yeah, take your time. Incidentally, I'm recording this for my records. But...
One of the basic needs of even the most primitive organism is to be able to find food. The advantage to the animal of maintaining a vivid memory of a successful hunt is obvious. We thus hypothesized... What?
So it makes sense.
Yeah, it does. We thus hypothesized that feeding an animal after an aversive training session would enhance memory retention. So they got 2 mice, and they did all this crap.
So it's basically the harder you work for food, the more likely you remember how you got it.
Yeah, yes, okay. Exactly.
Okay.
Which makes sense. And it said it's well known that a number of gastrointestinal peptides are released during feeding that signal the central nervous system to terminate feeding.
Here's a weird question, though. A lot of time when we have professional athletes and this kind of stuff, they generally eat a lot before training. So in theory, they should be eating after?
I don't know.
Anyway, just speculating.
Yeah. But it says, in view of the enhanced memory seen after feeding, we wanted to see whether CCK would enhance memory. And it said, so food deprivation impairs memory processing.
Okay. And the food deprivation impairing the memory processing could also have something to do with the production of the CCK.
Yes, exactly.
Fascinating.
Because they actually tested this by giving them artificially CCK. There's a lot of stuff in here about the amounts they gave and the circumstances they gave and stuff like that.
It's fascinating. Okay. I wonder if
Test whether
CCK8 exists in people.
CCK-8S, the whole thing, enhanced retention by acting within the abdomen or at some other site. We compared the effect of subcutaneously administered to intraperitoneally administered. In other words, whether they stuck a needle in their gut.
Yeah.
When CCK was administered subcutaneously, it was less potent than when administered intraperitoneally. 4 times as much CCK was required to improve retention when given subcutaneously.
Okay, so I'm going to have to make sure that my kids know to eat after they're done studying.
Yeah. It does sound like that would work.
Eat before, then eat again after. Okay.
Yeah, I think that's probably the best bet. Have something. I think one of the rules is just don't study on an empty stomach.
Yeah, but even beyond that, make sure to have something to nibble on after, just in case.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool. Now, mind you, this is still rats, so I don't know how well this applies to humans. I'd have to see if we have more on that. But
the thing I'm thinking is that what this shows is the signals are not just going from the brain,
but also back up.
They're going back up, and there are all these weird connections we have. This is an example right now.
Well, the vagus is the primary nerve branch going from essentially all the major organs back up to the brain. And it seems to go both ways, which is fascinating.
Excuse me. Next page. Oh, graphs. Yeah. Okay.
It looks like also the vagus is parasympathetic division.
Right.
The sympathetic division comes from the spine and goes back out to the organs.
Didn't mean to do that. Okay.
But that also connects to these other things. But it's interesting because the parasympathetic side, the vague connects to the bladder, and the sympathetic side, contracts the bladder, and the other one relaxes. So it's weird the way this works. It's like a seesaw with some of this shit.
Right.
Simulates intestinal motility, and the other side inhibits. So you have this push-pull between the vagus side of it and the spine side.
So basically they confirmed this by checking. They say that both feeding and peripherally administered CCK8S enhance memory in mice. So whether you're actually eating or whether they inject you with this hormone, both increases memory.
Yeah, it's the hormone itself, which apparently is a side effect of the feeding. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
It says further studies are necessary to determine if CCK8S is responsible for the entire effect of feeding on memory, or as appears to be the case in regulation of feeding, if a combination of gastrointestinal hormones act synergistically to produce this effect. Well, even if it's a combination of gastrointestinal hormones, it still sounds like a pretty good idea that's going up the vagus nerve to the brain.
Yeah. Okay.
It says the concentration of CCK8S achieved after administration of the optimum memory enhancing dose would be well within the physiological range seen after feeding on rodents.
Okay, so we have...
a link may have evolved between the release of gastric peptides and memory processing in the central nervous system, and I didn't mean to do that. Stop it, Jade.
So far we have memory retention, heart rate, memory, calmness, which is mood affecting to a degree. Okay.
Yeah, and it says here, it's okay. A link may have evolved between the release of gastric peptides and memory processing in the central nervous system because of the survival advantages for an animal to remember the details of a successful food foraging expedition.
Cool. Very
cool.
So
that's pretty cool. That's, what is this? This is, let me go back to the...
Yeah, when I said this thing's the fucking holy grail of the nervous system, I wasn't really speaking too much in metaphor.
Yeah, no, you're not kidding. This is from... Oh, crap. When did they publish this one?
What's the title of the article?
I think it's February 18th, 2015. No, that's today. I don't know when. Okay, hang on. Modulation of memory processing by, and I'm going to spell this, CHOLECYSTOKININ.
Holy
Then a
crap.
colon.
Hang on a
Then,
second. Is
okay.
that the name of the... I have no idea what the fuck that is. Then a colon? Okay.
Cholecystokinin. That's also known as CCK8.
Okay.
Dependence on the vagus nerve. There's a colon after cholecystokinin, colon, dependence on the vagus nerve.
Okay.
And it's by James Flood et al.
James Flood.
There's only 2 other people, but you might as well just
say
et al.
E.T.
Just you put E-T space A-L.
Oh. Okay.
Et al. That means everybody else. The others are Smith and Morley, but sounds like it's Science Volume 236.
Hang on. Science Vol 236?
Pages 832 to 834.
Okay.
And I don't know the dates for sure. I have to go back to the original. Hang on a minute. Let me do that. No, you're supposed to not do that. Here we go. I figured out how to go back. This is May 15th, 1987.
May 15, 1987. So we've known this shit for a while, yet this...
Right, so this
yet nobody gives a fuck and said they're still talking about chakras and kundalini. Okay.
Right, but you can...
You get what I'm saying.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
These people are too busy insisting that they know answers instead of trying to figure out what the fuck's actually going on. And that's my grievance with the fucktards. Cool. Well, there's another thing. Shit, what else do we have?
Okay, let me go back to trying that other thing. I didn't find kidneys yet, but like you said, there's a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I just know there's a branch that's leading to the kidneys and bladder.
Oh, here's the aldosterone secretion.
Okay,
whatever the hell that is. Hang on, I'll find out. Oops, click properly.
LDOSTERONE.
ALDOSTERONE. Yeah, I don't know where that is.
Did you say AL?
ALDOSTERONE.
Oh, aldosterone.
Aldosterone.
Okay.
No.
Whoa.
Sorry.
Aldosterone secretion.
This is, you know what? Here's why I'm laughing. I had a hunch. Here's what the abstract says. Aldosterone in adrenal venous blood of dogs is increased by constriction and decreased by release of constriction of the interior vena cava. A section of the cervical vagi did not affect the rise of aldosterone, but prevented its fall. The receptors for stimuli to increases of aldosterone secretion may not be the same as those for stimuli to decrease. Here's what made me laugh. Do you know where the adrenal glands are?
Where?
Sitting on top of the kidneys.
Adrenals, kidneys. I'm
going for the PDF. This is from 1958, by the way.
Okay.
So we're all over the place on dates, but I didn't have it sorted by date. It was sorted by Okay, capture to open. Just once. Let's see what this says. I keep doing that. I keep wanting to click the one on the bottom when in fact it's the one on the...
shit.
Okay, hang on.
Keep doing that.
Here we go. Downloads. It's the one on the top. Click the one on the top. Excuse me. So it looks to me like that we're seeing here is the adrenal glands. Is this the right one? These older ones are kind of funny.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, this is interesting. It says, there is evidence that the control of aldosterone secretion depends in part on a function of intravascular volume. In other words, how much blood is going through.
Mm-hmm.
No mechanism has been proposed whereby stimuli from volume changes can be transmitted to the adrenal cortex. In view of the known, go to top of page. By changes in blood volume, we sought to determine whether the vagus plays a control in the aldosterone secretion. Let's see. Yeah, it's going through all the stuff they did to try to make sure, the usual science stuff. We did this and this, and then we did this, and this to make sure we were not influenced by other stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's, oops. I have a tendency to like follow my fingers sometimes when I'm doing stuff, and because I've got a touch screen, I occasionally touch the screen. Okay, it says constriction was applied twice and released once. By 60 minutes after caval constriction, aldosterone secretion had risen, and by 90 minutes after release of the constriction, it had fallen.
And this is linked to the release of adrenaline, I take it.
Yeah.
I don't know what else the adrenals do other than release adrenaline.
Well, you do a lot of stuff, and I forget. It's been a while since I've studied human anatomy. Let's see.
The moment I click away from here, I'm going to lose on my screen.
At the moment, whoops, Freddie. Okay, Freddie, you are determined to walk on my iPad or to knock it over or something. Move it! Thank you. Because he's a cat, and that's his job.
Yep, to annoy everyone.
Well, this is interesting.
Well, read over the article and see if you can figure out what the fuck it's talking about. I'll be right back.
Okay, sure.
Spent too much time talking about the kidneys there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay, let me go to the there's a lot of stuff. Oops, no, stop. Keep your finger off the screen, Jade. Okay. No, this isn't okay. I'm trying to sort of interpret this, and Freddie is determined to. Yes, I love you. Come here.
Crush the kitty. Yes, crush the kitty, annoyed to make it move.
Yeah.
Oh, squeeze that pussy.
One thing with Freddie, he doesn't like to be overly petted and loved. So I go, come here, kitty, love, 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 and he goes away like, ah, crap. You're insulting me. It's one way to get rid of Freddie. You just, pet him too much. You're getting near the iPad, Freddie. Okay. Well, apparently the integrity of the vagus nerve is important for increasing aldosterone secretion. But it doesn't necessarily lead to a decrease. That's caused by something else.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no. It's the other way around. Hang on.
Oh, decrease.
Okay, sorry, I got it wrong. It says, okay. It appears that the pathways mediating stimuli, which lead to increases of aldosterone secretion, may be different from those mediating stimuli. which lead to decreases. The latter are dependent on the integrity of the vagus. So the vagus nerve is important to decrease aldosterone. Now the question is to look up what aldosterone does, because the guys writing this are assuming we know what aldosterone does.
Yeah, of course.
So there's apparently two different pathways. One that increases the aldosterone production.
And that would most likely be the spinal then, because we have the spinal connections and then we have the ones from the vagus. And from what I'm seeing here, they seem to work in a seesaw effect.
The vagus nerve is important for decreasing aldosterone. And the question then is to look up and see what aldosterone does.
Yeah, I'll have to look that up.
And check on what the adrenal glands do too. Let me.
I was looking at that a second ago. There's a whole bunch of crap they do, but the thing is, if the only thing we necessarily have found on this one is the aldosterone.
Right, and that's the whole title is on the role of the vagus in the control of aldosterone secretion, and it's Science Volume 128, pages 1140.
I don't have that up. Science Vol. Vol 128.
Pages 1140 to 1141. November 7th, 1958. Ivor Mills et al.
Okay.
And he's from the National Heart Institute in Bethesda, Maryland.
And
and it's a section on clinical endocrinology. But as I said, they're assuming
a section on. Wait, what's the title of it?
Oh no, that's just where he's from. Ivor Mills. It's section on or of. I can't tell. Some of these are scans. These older ones.
Some of this I'm only going to be able to get in a portion of this anyway. Hell, am I just fucking upload this as a reference?
Yeah, just the Ivor Mills is the main or the head, one writer. So it's Mills et al. Ivor, I-V-O-R.
I-V-O-R. Okay.
Yeah, H. Mills, and he's from the National Heart Institute in Bethesda, Maryland.
Okay.
And I guess he's at the National Heart Institute. He's part of the section of clinical endocrinology.
Oh, okay.
Word I often mispronounce, but that's probably not really very important. So that's interesting. But yeah, the vagus nerve does a lot of crap, doesn't it?
Yeah. Oops. Almost too much to try, and I think this is why Chris is like, it
yeah,
does a fuck ton. What do we have in terms of its effect on? Okay.
Hang on, I got to read this one.
Oh, okay. What is it?
Just because it says delta 9 tetrahydrocannabinol affects the mammalian non-myelinated nerve fibers.
Do what?
Non-myelinated the vagus nerve of the rabbit.
Okay.
So apparently, cannabis affects the vagus nerves of the rabbit.
Really?
Oh, would you just fucking go there? What is this about?
Blood pressure.
Mm-hmm.
Aldosterone. It's blood pressure.
Yeah. Oh. Okay. Oh, well, that's relevant.
Yeah.
Yeah, this isn't really help. It's just fun reading about.
Cool.
There was something here.
Just goes on and on, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah. There was something interesting.
I'd be more curious as to if you have any papers pertaining to how it affects the brain.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, yeah, we have a little bit here with memory retention, but.
Well, so far, everything that's related to the brain is also related to the gut.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there's more. Mm-hmm. Well, it affects breathing.
Oh, we know that.
Yeah, I know. there was something here that I thought had to do with the brain. It may.
I think part of the question is, do we have directly mood-related effects, and or things like delusions and this kind of stuff, hallucinations?
Good Lord, there's a lot of stuff.
Should check to see if there's any interconnectivity between that and the regions dealt with by the God element.
Yeah, I may have to look later.
Yeah, it looks like my instinct in those first few articles I came across, because I looked at this and immediately said, okay, this lines up with all your silly little positions.
Yeah. Let me look at this thing. Yeah. Loading. Excuse me. Come on. Freddy is now happily ensconced on my knee. Fortunately, it's not the bad knee. Okay, what's this?
Dum 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 dum.
Okay, let's see.
So I sit here, look to see if I'm losing connection again.
Yeah, Vegas. Yeah, let me. Oh. Well, apparently, not only does the vagus nerve, I'm reading something else, stimulate celiac ganglion whatever neurons that innervate the spleen, leading to release of the neurotransmitter acetylcholine, which we've been there, and activation of the nicotine ACH receptor on splenic macrophages.
Acetylcholine. What is? I forget what acetylcholine does.
Yeah, I do too, but it blocks the production of the pro-inflammatory cytokine tumor necrosis factor. This is the spleen. How does stimulation of
How do you spell acetylcholine? I'm just doing it wrong.
ACETYLCH.
Hang on. ACETOYL?
No, ACETYL.
Okay.
CHOLINE. And it's abbreviated capital A, capital C, small h.
I'm just getting the spelling here.
Mm-hmm.
What effect does it have on acetylcholine production?
It is. Okay, let's go back to the beginning. What I'm looking at is apparently the vagus nerve crosstalks with the immune system.
Immune system?
Yeah. Let me go back to the beginning. It says, our immune and nervous systems influence each other both locally and at a distance. Locally, immune responses in the central nervous system include activation of resident glia cells and macrophages and infiltration of circulating immune cells. That's all the crap in the blood. Many responses rely on cytokines secreted by immune cells for communicating not only to immune cells, but also to neurons and glia to control synaptic pruning, neuroplasticity, and neuroprotection.
Holy crap. Okay.
Yeah, I know. Molecules important in the immune system, such as major histocompatibility complex proteins, are also expressed by neurons and glia and likely to contribute to neural function. Can the nervous system communicate with the immune system through neurotransmitters, chemicals that relay signals from neurons to target cells to regulate inflammation and immunity, or even to feed back and regulate the nervous system itself? Two papers in the issue demonstrate, listed them, how neurotransmitters directly modulate specific cells and cellular responses in the immune system at a distance.
Okay, so we have the neuroplasticity, immune system, inflammation and regulation, and what regulation of inflammation rather, and what else?
Okay,
that was a fuck ton.
I know.
This is probably why I didn't remember acetylcholine, because it does so fucking much.
Yeah, it does. It says stimulation of the vagus nerve, which originates in the brainstem and innervates visceral organs, inhibits cytokine release and attenuates inflammatory damage in endotoxemia and sepsis.
Okay, it does what to inflammation?
It inhibits cytokine release and attenuates,
What the fuck
A-T-T-E-N-U-A-T-E.
does attenuate even mean?
I have no idea. Inflammatory damage in endotoxemia and sepsis.
Attenuates
Yeah, look
inflammatory
up
damage?
attenuates.
Yeah.
A-T-T-E-N-U-A-T-E-S.
Attenuates. Attenuates what? My brain is fucking mush right now. I
Yeah.
apparently need to eat more.
It attenuates inflammatory damage in endotoxemia and sepsis. So it sounds to me like the vagus nerve, it stimulates these ganglion that innervate the spleen, and so the vagus nerve tickles the spleen, causes the spleen to release acetylcholine and other stuff.
And it affects neuroplasticity, the fucking immune system, and it damage from overinflammation.
Right, and it blocks production of the pro-inflammatory cytokine tumor necrosis factor. So
it keeps things from swelling too much.
Yes.
Fucking A.
And this whole thing is about how does stimulation of adrenergic, whatever the fuck. Anyway, it's adrenal neurons. I try to pronounce that. Induce ACH release in the spleen. So basically, this is how it says a splenic T cell capable of synthesizing and secreting ACH fulfills this role. See, this is more about that part of it. But I found the part that this was interesting. Transplanting these T cells into mutant mice devoid of T cells and with endotoxemia rescued the attenuation of TNF-A by vagus nerve stimulation. Okay, ACH secretion by these T cells is required in this inflammatory reflex. It's required, but ACH secretion starts with the vagus nerve. So this is how they crosstalk. This is what they meant when they say crosstalk. So it's not direct. It's indirect. The immune system and the nervous system via the vagus nerve talk to each other because the vagus nerve causes the spleen to release acetylcholine, and the acetylcholine does all kinds of stuff. And I bet you'll find it does a lot of stuff if you look it up. This is interesting. But most of the paper is actually about how are we going to investigate this. So it's really the abstract here that has the... okay. Okay.
Out of curiosity, does it have? Is there anything stating whether it affects the amygdala?
Didn't see that. Here's a little summary. Okay. It goes, sorry, Freddie. It didn't say that. It said neuroimmune crosstalk. Noradrenaline secreted from peripheral nerve terminals in the spleen and liver regulates pro and anti-inflammatory cytokine secretion by stimulating specialized T cells. These immune cells and cytokines, in turn, could feed back into the nervous system and regulate neuroinflammation and neural function.
Neuroinflammation.
Yeah. So they're saying it goes both ways. Okay. Which is and they're saying could be because they already referenced two papers that said, yeah, it looks like this. There's a PowerPoint slide I'm looking at. Hang on a minute. Trying to download it.
I don't think we need to necessarily worry about that one.
Yeah, but I'm thinking it might be... hang on. I don't know. Will this work? I was just thinking, it looks like it has a nice diagram that makes it easier to understand.
Let me get back here. Where the hell I need to be? Where the fuck am I? Attenuates.
Okay, hang on a minute. Okay, so.
Oh, weakens.
Okay.
Okay.
So the central nervous system goes down through the vagus nerve to the spleen. And you get these cytokines and immune cells.
Does it affect immune cell production? Nah, never mind. Not technically as important.
Yeah, no. Yeah, this is mostly about the spleen, which has the T cells, which make acetylcholine, which go after the macrophages, and that controls inflammation. But then that goes back the other way. So that, yeah, it's a nice little diagram, but it's not really.
So basically, the signals go from the brain down to this shit and then back, depending on what's going on in the reaction. Okay.
Oh, here's something interesting. Right underneath it, it says long-distance neuroimmune communication.
What?
Wait.
Oh, through the nerve, yeah.
Yeah, no, I was just kidding. Okay. Long-distance neuroimmune communication also occurs in post-stroke immunosuppression, which protects the brain from inflammatory damage, but leaves the body prone to infection, a major cause of stroke-related death. Although the fundamental mechanism of this immunosuppression is not known, Wong et al. Focused on stroke-activated hepatic invariant natural killer T cells to address how stroke modulates immunosuppression. Using a mouse stroke model, they observed that mice deficient in these iNKT cells developed peripheral infection earlier and had higher mortality, suggesting that these cells normally attenuate stroke-induced immunosuppression. They then found that the noradrenergic innervation in the liver, rather than okay, so whatever. But basically, this process is also involved in post-stroke immunosuppression.
Yeah.
And it protects the brain from inflammatory damage, but unfortunately, by preserving the brain, it leaves the body prone to infection. So, in other words, this is another example of non-intelligent design. Because if we had intelligent design.
Okay. Well, we can move on to the next one, I think.
Yeah, okay, let's see what else they've got. Okay, let's go back. I've actually got to go back to the beginning here. Oh, previous page. Because I think I missed something.
Wow, since I recalled, we've been on here for 35 minutes.
Yeah. Oh, this is related to what we were just doing. This is acetylcholine synthesizing T cells relay neural signals in a vagus nerve circuit. This is related to the other one. This one's from 2011.
Yeah, we don't need to worry about that one. We got that more or less
covered. Yeah, we've got that covered. I just wanted to look at it quickly. Yeah, this one actually says it a little more logically. Neural circuits regulate cytokine production to prevent potentially damaging inflammation. So that's what this whole thing.
But it's brain inflammation and fucks the rest of you when it has to put that defense mechanism in.
Right. So anyway, let me go back to this.
Do we have anything regarding, mood-related effects or mood disorders or psychosis?
Yeah, I don't know. Okay, hang on. Let me go back to.
Can you do a search for vagus and psychosis?
Yeah, I'm going to do that. Okay, come on. Yeah, I only got 13,527 results.
Fuck.
Yeah, but some of those may have only had like vagus nerve in, it wasn't particularly relevant. This is one of the reasons that our fundies screw up so badly, because they don't know how to search.
Mm-hmm. Well, that they don't have access, nor do they care.
No. Well, they can actually search. You can go and search on science.
Actually, I want you to check for something else, right quick, if you don't mind.
Okay.
I'm willing to. I don't know that you're going to get anything on this one. This one's a shot in the dark. Temporal lobe and vagus.
Okay. Temporal lobe.
Temporal
Temporal
lobe.
nerve.
Temporal lobe and vagus nerve.
Yeah, I've got temporal lobe and vagus nerve. Okay, hang on.
VAGUS, just as a reminder.
Yeah, I got it. All right, I'm getting much better at doing searches here. Mm-hmm. Okay, let me try this again. Okay, yeah, dummy, you clicked the wrong button. Hmm. Yeah, I'm not seeing temporal lobe and vagus nerve.
Cool.
Good.
Okay. The other would be amygdala. If you can take out the temporal lobe and put in amygdala. AMY-G
Okay.
Dala. Amy G. Dalla.
Okay. Oops, go back. Every keyboard is different, and sometimes I'm trying to type on the Kindle keyboard. Yeah, I would type on the iPod keyboard.
It's going to hate the spelling of this one. AMYG Dalla. DALA.
DALA.
Amy G. Dalla.
Oops. There we go. This time at least I will press the right button.
Where's my folder? Too many folders, too many files, too much shit.
Not really temporal lobe. The problem is that, let me take a look at this. Oh, I could have looked at that, but that's okay. Not really.
Good. I mean, okay. No, I technically didn't want that. If it did, it would be interesting.
Yeah, no, the closest not getting.
Is there any effect? Do we have anything with vagus and vision or hearing?
Hang on, let me go back. Vagus nerve. Oh, hang on a minute.
We theoretically shouldn't. Incidentally, I'm looking.
ARING.
Part of this is I'm trying not to find things as well in some cases. Because I don't think the seventh chakra position fucking exists in terms of the vagus nerve.
No, I'm basically getting the same stuff I got before. It's like totally ignoring the hearing part.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay.
And so the other was vision?
Yes, sight, vision.
Yeah, sight.
Or sensory input.
Okay.
I'm looking for the needle in the haystack on this.
That might be a little bit more complicated because they might think of sensory input as including, let's see. Oh, come now. I did click submit, right? There we go. No, the only sensory input doesn't come up, but sensory nerves do.
Good, because because the vagus isn't supposed to be involved in those. Vagus is the 10th nerve. the 1st through 9th are supposed to take care of those.
Right.
Good. No problems
No,
with
I
that one
don't
then. Good.
see. Hang on a minute. This might have something to do with it, but it may not. Not really. The closest thing I've got is something in the teleost fish.
Nah, fuck the
I
fish.
don't think that's relevant.
Screw the fish.
Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, I'm not really coming up with
Go
anything.
try Vegas and psychological.
Okay. Vegas psychological. I'll just put psych. Let's see. P
SYCH.
SYCH. And I'm getting better at searching.
Shit, screwed up again.
I'm still typing one fingered though, because if I try to type with two fingers on this little keyboard, I get really weird stuff. I'm practicing typing on the little keyboard, but if I really, really want something,
back in there. Okay.
Okay, the closest thing. We're getting some of the same stuff. Okay. The only new thing is modulation of memory processing by cholecyto.
We don't care about that one. We already have that.
Yeah. So no, that's no.
Okay.
Now, I'm not sure that it might have some indirect relationship.
Yeah. We'd almost need neuroscience to get to that.
Yeah, because I mean, clearly, if you're having immune system problems or stomach problems, it affects your psychology. That's indirect.
Yeah.
But I can't find anything.
Do we have Vegas and depression? Because I know that some of the journals I found were talking about that.
Vegas and depression.
Yeah.
Um.
We might be looking at the wrong kind of journals.
Yeah, because I'm in science and it's not. You'd probably have to go to. See, that's where Mouty would be better because he can get into the actual psychological journals.
I might have to tap him on this then.
Yeah.
Hey, puppy, how you doing? You're a good boy.
No, the only depression refers to a different kind of depression.
That's what I thought. Okay, so a different kind of journal we have to get to on those. Okay,
and again, we're getting some of the same stuff.
I'll have to see if I can either get Mouty or Helena then.
Wait, what is this? No, that's not. Oh, hang on, there's something interesting here. Might be relevant, might not. Oh, let's just go. Oh, it's loading.
How you doing, Boris? Good boy. Yeah.
This is about treatment for depression.
Okay.
It's saying things like, this is from 2003.
Sounds
so it's
about
not
right.
that old. Yeah, they're saying we have not been able to prove that, the original idea that depression had to do with too low serotonin is now disproved.
Okay.
And okay, overtaking the monoamine hypothesis, which is the serotonin one, in recent years has been the stress hypothesis, which posits that depression is caused when the brain's stress machinery goes into overdrive. The most prominent player in this theory is the hypothalamic pituitary adrenal axis. Adrenal. The hypothalamus produces a substance, corticotropin-releasing hormone, which stimulates the pituitary gland, which in turn triggers the release of glucocorticoids, stress hormones, such as cortisol, from the adrenal glands atop the kidneys. So far, that's the only relationship I see. Vagus nerve
Well,
to
hang on,
adrenal.
hypothalamine and what?
It's the hypothalamus produces a substance
Thalamus.
called CRH, or corticotropin releasing hormone.
CRH?
Yeah, CRH.
Okay, and what was the other one? There was another one right around there.
Okay. It stimulates the pituitary gland, which in turn
Pituitary.
triggers the release of glucocorticoids, which are stress hormones such as cortisol, from the adrenal glands atop the kidneys. So what they're saying is this is the hypothalamic pituitary adrenal axis, or HPA axis, going from the hypothalamus produces this CRH, which stimulates the pituitary gland, which then tells the adrenal glands to release glucocorticoids like cortisol.
Okay. And what the fuck does those do?
And it says abundant animal research shows that stress hormones are bad for neurons.
Okay. So it affects. So then it has an effect on stress then.
Right. Now that's. Let me. It says, yeah, abuse or other emotional stress can permanently disrupt the HPA axis.
Okay.
I'm trying to get to the. There was something. This is really very interesting. Mostly is talking about the hippocampus. The only thing I can see here, I do not know how to search on this page in this little guy. I'll figure it out eventually. So in a sense, yeah, I don't see a direct relationship to the vagus nerve.
Other than that it deals with the adrenals, which we
Right, which the vagus affects.
And it suppresses that production, so it should actually be help with reducing stress levels.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to read
Which
this.
Would affect anxiety.
Right.
Okay.
That our system, the more I read of this and look at some of the diagrams and stuff, goes to show how interdependent all of our systems are.
This actually with what Red's dealing with. Incidentally, she got the results back, and yeah. But that has to do with tissues and nervous system and this kind of stuff. So yeah, this is relevant to her situation too. Wonder if there's a way to strengthen the nerve.
No, let's see.
Anyway.
And they're talking about certain drugs and what they affect and why they're looking into this. And it says this is interesting. Okay, targets of opportunity. Possible interventions for novel antidepressants include increasing nerve growth factors, modifying glutamate release, or attenuating stress hormones, among others.
Okay, so that's
related to.
Do we have the English extract from that? No idea what the fuck you just said.
Mm-hmm.
So we have reducing stress levels and potentially depression? Was that one of them? Or?
Yeah, well, glutamates, I think, are related to what we're talking about here. Glutamate. Look that up.
Glutamate.
Tamate.
Ta.
Yeah, glutamate.
Okay, glutamate. Okay.
I think that comes from the adrenals.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, this is really interesting because they're looking at all the different things, and it also kind of explains why depression is so complicated. I'm kind of wondering if they might start to. Oh, here we go. Here's something interesting. I was going to say if they start, looking at depression as more of a
physiological.
Yeah, because it's not one disorder; it's a group of disorders.
Yeah. Well, it is. It's just we've been throwing darts at dartboards because we haven't had all of the effects here.
Here, this is what's interesting. Trials are also in progress with VNS, which has already been approved by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration for treatment-resistant epilepsy. And this is related because they're saying some epilepsy drugs, also work with.
Actually, they have electric little transmitters basically that are implants that can be put in that they've shown help with epilepsy. So that they already have treatments with.
This is a stimulator is implanted in the chest
Yeah.
and is connected to electrodes around the left vagus nerve in the neck. The stimulator gives us 30-second jolt every 5 minutes. Although the vagus nerve is traditionally associated with control over the heart and gut, Sackheim points out that it's also intimately hooked up with brain areas that, you guessed, enhance neurotransmission of serotonin and norepinephrine. That's the part you needed.
Serotonin and neuroepinephrine?
Norepinephrine. Norepinephrine.
Okay, well, Jade, I love you. I don't type that fast.
Okay.
Okay.
NOR.
NOR.
EPIN.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
EPH.
Yeah.
RINE.
Ah, okay. Wow, that's a fucking hell of a word.
Yeah, and it's basically adrenaline.
Okay.
So the vagus nerve is also intimately hooked up with brain areas that enhance neurotransmission of serotonin and norepinephrine.
Okay, brain areas that regulate, was it? Or
that are intimate. Okay, brain areas that enhance neurotransmission of serotonin.
Transmission of neurotransmission of serotonin and neuroepinephrine. Okay.
So the vagus nerve is, I would say, it looks like this. Okay, let's read that again. Although the vagus nerve is traditionally associated with control over the heart and gut, Sackheim points out that it's also intimately hooked up with brain areas that enhance neurotransmission of serotonin and norepinephrine.
Cool. So it can potentially have psychiatric consequences too.
Yes.
Rock the fuck on.
Right.
Rock the fuck on. I think I have everything I need then, in theory.
Okay.
Okay.
Let me give you the name of this.
Holy
this
crap!
Is from 2011.
I
think this one is free. I think you can look at this one too.
Okay, 2011.
Okay, let me go back to the beginning.
What's the name of the fucking article?
Future brightening for depression treatments. It's from October 31st, 2003.
Hang on, treatments. Okay. October
31st.
Yeah.
2003, volume 302.
2003. Okay, I thought you said 2011. Never mind. 2003, volume what?
302.
Okay.
Pages 810 to 813. And let me look at the authors. Oh, Constance Holden, Holden.
Okay.
And it's an article in Science, and it may be available to the general public. I'm not sure. Because you can go to, it's just sciencemag.org, and that's where you find it.
Ah, shit. Did I do that right? What did I do? There we go. Never mind, I just hit page down. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. But that thing to look up now is the norepinephrine and serotonin. Basically, it's the balance between the two. Because the serotonin mellows you out, the norepinephrine rises you up.
Oh, okay. So, a lot of people that are claiming to be messing with this kind of shit talk about this getting to this point at which they're feeling bliss.
Right.
Okay, rock on. We got it. We
So they're
fucking got it.
probably increasing their serotonin levels.
Yeah. Well, serotonin and norepinephrine balance
Yeah.
at least.
Yes. Yes. To get the proper balance. Yeah. So that's the only thing I've seen. But again, this
No,
is
that's exactly what these people are reporting. The
right.
goal of trying to get to that theoretical extra point on there, excuse me, is to try to get to the state of bliss.
Yeah. But let me see. She's quoting somebody else. Let me see who she's quoting. Somebody. Let me find that place. The guy she's quoting is Harold Sackheim, Sackkeim,
Okay.
head of biological psychiatry at Columbia University.
Oh wow. Biopsych. That sounds fun.
Yeah, biological psychiatry at Columbia. So that's a pretty good quote because this is an article. It's not a paper exactly. It's an article, but she's quoting other people. So Sackheim, would be.
Okay, that's The thing is, it's getting. Hang on a second. Let's do the dogs.
Right, right.
Go on.
So he's the guy who is. Uh,
Cool. The go-to.
oh, and this is why electroshock therapy works. It jacks up serotonin levels and blocks the effects of stress hormones.
Hang on. Wait. Hang on a second.
Which is not particularly relevant. It just
Wait.
yeah.
What does it say ECT does though?
Oh, electroshock therapy.
Yeah.
It's electroconvulsive therapy. They call it.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah.
It's still the most effective antidepressant. It says.
Hang on a second. Hang on.
Okay, sure.
Hey, how's it going? Hello, can I hear you? Okay. I'm on the line with Jade right now. Can I talk to you later? Oh, okay. Sounds good. Cool. Love you. Bye-bye. There we go.
Okay, he's saying the effects of ECT are so broad it's not clear what the active ingredients are. In addition to inducing seizures, it jacks up serotonin levels, blocks the effects of stress hormones, and stimulates neurogenesis in the hippocampus, amongst other things.
Okay.
So they don't know exactly what's working or how it's working, but it does all this stuff and it works.
Okay. Cool.
Which makes sense. I always wondered why shocking someone would work, but I understand the serotonin levels and the stress hormones.
Yeah, but in addition to that, it's going to hit some of these nerves in different areas, and that's part of why trying to figure out where to stimulate the nerves as opposed to just shocking the brain in general.
Right.
Cool. Okay, that's just an aside. ECT is interesting.
Right. Yeah. But it's Sackheim who was talking about the vagus nerve and stuff, which is really interesting.
Okay.
Because that's really what you needed. Yeah.
And it's SACHEIM?
Yeah, it's well, let's see. Yeah, let me go back and double check. The thing is, I keep thinking there should be an H in there, and there isn't. SACKEIM. So it's SAC, just like a sack.
And is there a name for that article?
No, the article, I gave you the name of the article. She's just quoting him.
Oh, okay.
Because this is an article, not a journal paper, not a research paper.
Okay. I might have to get to Chris on that one then.
Yeah. You might want to, but as I said, as I said, I went back to the title here. Future brightening for depression treatments.
Okay.
You might have access to it yourself, although a lot of it's interesting.
Yeah, sounds it.
Because I knew I saw Vegas in something when I did the search, so I was trying to find it.
Yeah,
and I don't know how to do a search on the page in this thing yet.
Yeah.
Because I don't usually use this for this.
I think I have everything I need, though.
Yeah, that's sort of the upside to my computer's not working is I'm learning how to do all kinds of stuff with my Kindle Fire and my iPad that I didn't know how to do before.
Okay, do you mind if I upload our little research session?
No.
Cool. I didn't expect you to.
Yeah.
Okie doke. Cool.
And yeah, we're still kind of not, we're working our way through stuff we don't know real
I
well.
am lining up ducks.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, and I'm going to, let's see now, I might be able to get through to Chris now. I'm going to go give him a shot in a moment.
But yeah, you're right. This is the Science is a big magazine that covers all of the sciences, and it doesn't cover psychology that much because I think there's a subset of science. This is the main science journal. There are a number of other science journals um, that are specialized, and I don't have access to them.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's like science signaling, science,
Yeah.
and things like that. So I will later take a look at Nature and see if they have anything different.
Cool. I mean, anything else would help with that because basically, there are people that claim to feel euphoric. There are also people that, and I think this is damage to the vagus nerve, that report a whole plethora of horrendous side effects for
And it
this
also
Coco Kundalini shit.
sounds to me not without really understanding so much what we were looking at, just kind of on the edges, is that up to a certain point you get the stimulation, and then after that you get the relaxations. They might not even realize they're damaging themselves.
Yeah, and the thing is that there's two different sides to this, so to speak. Literally, you have the vagus nerve side, which on most hands is the calming, relaxing, yada yada yada. Then you have the secondary side, which is that sympathetic, which branches off of the spine itself, and that's the opposite side of the seesaw.
Right.
And it's a seesaw between these two things. So if you fuck up the vagus, the other side's going to be overactive. If the vagus is overactive, the other side's going to be weakened. So you got this back and forth, this push me, pull me thing going on here. Cool.
So we've got a hint at what's going on here.
Yeah, cool. Okay, I'm gonna get. It's time to end the call, and I'm going to try and see if I can get through to either Helena or Chris for the last little couple pieces of the puzzle I need.
Okay, good deal.
Thank you, Jade. Appreciate you.
You're welcome. I'll talk to you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye.